Welcome back to Ask Dan Anything with Brojo. Today we've got a porn related question. Now before I get onto this, there's plenty of information out there. You can just Google search, YouTube, whatever, on the effects that substantial porn use has on the brain and on the negative effects it can have on your ability to connect and form romantic relationships. So I'm not even going to bother going into all that right now. The studies are pretty strongly coming through there. This question is a more specific one. A guy who's taken one of my courses on overcoming sexual shame, where I talk about the damaging effect porn can have, asks this. While I totally understand how porn can be damaging when it comes to pornographic movies, does this still apply to other aspects of porn, such as the storylines and the pictures? So this is a really interesting question. I want to go into it because, first off, you got to say damage or harm to your life. It's never black and white. It's all about the quantity of this thing and the context. A little bit of porn's not going to kill anybody, okay? It's not a black and white thing. But how often and why you're doing it and when you're doing it, that all plays a role. It's all a factor in this. When it comes to porn or anything else, there's a little exercise that's worth doing. So porn, chocolate, fast driving, all these things that we do to feel good. One thing you ask yourself is, can I live without this thing? Not as in, do I want to live without this thing, but can I survive physically without this thing? So for food, water, shelter, even connection with other humans, the answer is no, you need all those things to survive. But if the thing you're looking at, like porn, doesn't fit into those categories, you can live without it. And you know you can because you spend a huge period of your life without it. Or if you go without it for a few weeks or months, you don't suffer any physical defects. Then you have to ask yourself, does adding it to my life improve my life? Very simple question. If I don't need it to survive, will adding it to my life improve my life? Now that's not the same as will this feel good to do, as will it improve my life? Because if not, then don't do it. Minimize the amount of activity in your life by removing everything you don't need and replacing it with the optional things that you might not need but actually improve your life over time. Now, coming to the question about porn specifically, the pictures and the stories. One of the things to keep in mind is being able to separate fiction from fact. The problem with the storylines and pictures of porn is that some people aren't able to separate the fiction from the fact. It's like they watch Lord of the Rings and expect there to actually be hobbits outside. If you see the picture as being a genuine representation of a woman and the storyline as being a real description of how sex works, you might actually start to form some very unreasonable, fucked up expectations around sex and relationships. This goes beyond porn. If you just look at any Photoshop picture of a woman, you're going to develop some unreasonable beauty expectations. Photoshopping, the poses, the facial expressions they make, they might show this woman wanting to be a slut or whatever, and that might not be an accurate depiction of the kind of woman that you're going to end up meeting and building relationships with. There's an extremism in porn that shows like our deepest fantasies being played out that aren't actually representative of genuine sexual relationships between most people. So there's no problem with you indulging in a fantasy as long as you don't lose sight of the fact that it is a fantasy. But all that put aside, here's the real problem. Is looking at porn as an activity that takes up your time better than going out and interacting with real women? Very simple question. If you think about your long-term quality of life, of becoming the man you want to be, what's a better use of your time right now? Looking at porn or meeting real women and talking to them? Use your time wisely. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all next time.